morning, everybody.
Good morning. My mind doesn't work.
Yeah, okay.
Hello, hello. Let's say good morning in our languages.
Добро утро на всички.
It's okay?
Is it working?
Not yet.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Here, assistant. Un second.
Backup solution.
So, good morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Emilia, 8, 9, 10 people in the room. Yeah, good morning. My name is Biljana Raeva, and here is Oana Buzatu from Cluj. I'm from Varna, and we just decided to swap, so I'm going to moderate. How long we have for this panel?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Oh, plenty of time. So, I would like to invite my friends here on the stage to say a few words about them, and then we're going to continue and to tell you the secret and the wisdom behind making our cities really innovative and working in a network. So please, who starts? Let's start with Alina.
Okay, hello, I am Alena Danilová from Ostrava. I work for Moravian Silesian Innovation Center, and I am chief of Regional Innovation Strategy Team. And Ostrava is the third largest city in the Czech Republic, and we are really satisfied and proud that we are in touch with the Global Startup City Initiative, because we can improve our innovation ecosystem there as a not capital city in the Czech Republic.
Yes, and to be from the second layer city in countries, it's something we were working together for like a few years already with our Startup City Network. And it's a stepping stone to continue. So Paul, please, could you present yourself?
Hi, my name is Paul. I am from Cluj, the same city as Oana, and my daily job is R&D and startup building. But my heart is also into systems innovation and policies. And I had the chance to meet Oana, and since a few years we're working together and experimenting with the city. So that's about it.
Thank you, Paul. Now, Oana, that's
Good
your
morning, everybody. Bună dimineața. Yes, my name is Oana Buzatu. I represent the municipality of Cluj-Napoca, which is the second biggest city in Romania, and a city who understood that whatever worth and value we might have to offer, it all the time needs to be about our power of working together. And this is pretty much how we got to initiate a collaboration locally at home with Paul and people like him, and to start to create a nest to nurture innovation. And this is pretty much how we got to connect with Ostrava and with Varna to initiate and on board on this journey that puts cities in a forefront of a potential solution for nurturing innovation at the local level in Europe.
Thank you, Anna. And last but not least, I'm the sister of Oana, but from another mother and from another city. My name, as you know, is Biljana. Varna, municipality of Varna, and Varna is in Bulgaria. And I just want to tell you that the cooperation we have here between these three cities with the startup community starts like 2016 started, and then in 2019 we created a startup city network. But we all feel that it's time that we grow and that we go into very practical steps. So very important thing in our cities, especially the second layer cities, as is Cluj and as is Ostrava and as is Varna, it's very important to keep the young people and to keep the talent in. And a few years ago, the mayor of Cluj-Napoca even was a rapporteur in the Committee of the Regions on the topic of brain drain, how to prevent the brain drain. It's not only the brain drain, how to make our cities more attractive so that investments and talent come to it. What services and what conditions we should provide in order to business to feel comfortable, welcomed, and how eventually we can exchange the cities, both infrastructure, meaning to invite each other's talent to use the common resources, and to create things which bring us on a higher level of recognition and, of course, efficiency for the investments. So, Alena, you are from the part of making this infrastructure, so promoting the city. Tell us more about it.
6 years ago, when we set up the Innovation Center, we try only attract people to our region. But now, when we are part of this initiative, we know that it's very important to prepare the service for new entrepreneurs and for the startups, prepare them some relocation center service, and contact them with other cities, because it's not about only to do business locally. We teach the startups to think internationally, and for us it's now easier to prepare some business mission to other cities in the Europe, sometimes in the world.
Okay, thank you. So, if I get it right, we are welcoming, we're welcome to Ostrava to come and to try what you can propose to our brains. How about the talent? Are you going to send some talent or receive some talent in Cluj-Po?
It's a good question. I think that the talent exists, but it is not revealed to the ecosystem. There are many reasons for that. One reason is that if, in the case of Cluj, which I know well, I'm living in the city since 10 years now, many companies are coming for the talent, and there are external companies that are using the talent for their services. So they hire the talent, and it creates services and creates it creates value for those companies. When this talent is working for these companies, there is no IP created locally. Therefore, it's kind of the talent evaporates. It's like a system that hits for nothing in a way. So one of the most important thing, I think, for any city is to be able to capture the talent, if the metaphor is energy, to keep it into the city. That's one very, very important goal. It's extremely hard to achieve because talent is always attracted by opportunities. So it's kind of a snake that is trying to bite its tail, but this is the circle we have to break.
I have luck with the phone, with mics today. So thank you, Paul. I'll keep a question for the next round, but here, Oana, please tell us what are the building blocks to keep a talent, to bring a talent, and to exchange talent from your point of view?
I was just reflecting, listening to Alena and to Paul, on the fact that I think talent might be easier to understand in terms of freedom and the movement, like air, like clean air, and since more and more of us and more cities understand the fact that it's not longer enough just to do your job at home in your territory in order to hope for a better tomorrow, I think talents are pretty much the same. It's not about necessarily creating the perfect environment at your territory, in your city, to keep them happy there. That is super important, but for that to work and to be sustainable, it also needs to be connected with other places which have the same understanding of nurturing talents and creating a good environment for them. And I know people are used to see cities competing. We are all the time put in the dynamic of being the first, the second, the third, and all these type of hierarchies. But I think time has come for us, and we are here to prove it, that we understand and we embrace it, to stop competing and start doing the next normal thing, which is look around in our right and left, see what we have on the table, who we are, with all that we have and all that we are missing, and starting to build something with that.
That's very smart, Oana. So what are the next steps? Because have you heard of this Innovative Cities Network? Alina?
It was not easy, and we are all the time in the progress, and I think it will be all the time improving, and development. We have to develop it. And I'm sorry, I missed the.
So the question is.
A question.
Have you heard of Innovative Cities Network?
Sorry.
You probably didn't, because it's
see
in the
better
moment of
this mobile
cooking.
phone.
Yeah, it's in the moment of cooking, the Innovative Cities Network, because this is us.
Yeah.
This is our next step. And here, with now this round of questions, please tell us how Ostrava is going to prepare the building block of this Innovative Cities Network, exactly the place where we bring talent, keep talent, propose
understand.
conditions,
Sorry.
and we have our ecosystem of startups happy and staying with us.
Ostrava prepare, for example, this year the big Startup City Festival. It will be a unique summit from the 22nd to 23rd of November. We invite you to, I hope so, big event with in minimum 400 people. We want to connect startupists and investors. We are focused only for 5 topics, and they are mobility, they are climate, e-health, and gaming, and the last one is agri-food. And today I saw a lot of startups from this area, so join us. I am here and we can speak about the registration.
Thank you, Irina. So, Paul, how do you think is that going to be interesting for you to visit?
So I would like to start with a small story that can help us to grasp the context. When a person sees a tree, he can chop it and then make some fire. The next person is going to come and is going to make some furniture. The next person is going to come and is going to build a violin. The next person is going to come and is still going to chop it and is going to find a fantastic medicine. And in those 4 examples, the value of the tree has exponentially increased. But the 5th person is going to come and is going to say, oh, this tree is important for us to breathe. So I think what I would like to see in the experiments that we're doing at Cluj and that I would like to share with others and learn from others is to see how innovation is not only related to economical growth. I think that's a very narrow-minded perspective, necessary nonetheless, of course. But I think the North Star, or at least my North Star, is the world in which my daughter is going to live. So the fact that the startups are going well doesn't really matter for my daughter if she cannot breathe. So I think it would be really nice over this vertical in which cities are and trying to compete, which I like this term, not compete, but compete. That we add new dimensions, and I think there's some interesting things happening in Cluj, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm also excited to hear what Cluj has to give us as a good example of the creating of ecosystem and the breathing conditions for the ecosystem of innovation in your city.
I will give a glimpse into what we have been assessed together a month ago in Cluj with the amazing team from Varna and from Bulgaria's innovative ecosystem, and also with the roots of the inspiration that came from an innovation camp that we organized in Cluj, and from the meetings that we had in Braga and Malaga the previous years with this second tier cities network on the startup cities. And all together kind of pushes us to the option of looking at the need of the environment in which this tree should grow to help us all breathe, and trying to learn and to scale from the industry of entertainment. You know that all of us, our young people, our talents, are very much familiar with the seasonal stimulation on festivals, on music festivals. There is this journey that you can do all over Europe, and you can have a summer feeling and breathing entertainment from all corners of Europe. And this might be also an already established channel and a nice way to just change the flavor from music to inspiration, innovation, and work.
Yeah, I've been to that working panel, and because I see some agitation, I guess the minister is coming, so we would need to be now resuming the wisdom of our meeting. But before that, I just wanted to put the hat of being the official representative of a city to the big apple of Brussels, where all the European policy is made. And to tell you how difficult it is to go back home in the municipality and translate to the administration the policy steps and the regulations that are in cooking and that are going to be in life like in 5, 6 years. And the response is like, that's not going to happen, it's not soon. And how important is actually for administration to be aware and to think forward, to think with a longer horizon than next year, next budget, but to think strategically how we want to see our city in, let's say, 10 years and what we have to do in order to be there in 10 years. So by organizing these events and by providing solutions and incentives for business to come and to invest, we do not only look for, as Paul is saying, economic growth, so like number of people hired, or, okay, we have, is that 5 minutes or 5 seconds? Okay, thank you. We can do both. So the important thing is really to take the hands of everybody who are in the ecosystem, do the mapping of the ecosystem. Who are your strategic partners? Who are the people that are going to affect or who are going to be affected from the changes that we need to adapt to? Because we do need to adapt not only to inflation, not only to climate change, we need to adapt to the whole change of lifestyle the next generation is experiencing. Now we can work and live in completely different, I mean, we work in the metaverse and we live whatever we want. How cities are adapting to this, how we invite those to come and to live and to produce where we pay taxes. So all these questions and how we provide quality of life. So all these questions, there are too many, and we try to squeeze some wisdom of discussions like this. But to be honest, for me personally, the real debate is back there. It's behind this big room. It's where we meet, it's where we discuss the details and we go back home and we do our homework. So Elena, what is the homework that you're going to bring back to Ostrava?
I will continue speak with municipalities, with our innovation ecosystem. I think this discussion is the most important thing, how to create some sustainable environment for entrepreneurship, for the talents to be open for cooperation, not to be jealous that some, I don't know, capital city is better in some cases than we are. And I hope so that we will, maybe my first goal will be how to promote Ostrava as an open city for example, a remote job, because it's not important to have all the talents in Czech Republic, but be open for more variants of cooperation with the talents around the world.
Thank you. Paul, what is the thing you're going to put for a homework to your city administration? Or any city, to be honest.
With Wana, we have a secret project, a very subversive project. And I like it very much because it comes from this idea that you can stop an army, but you cannot stop an idea. So idea spreading is the base of everything. And I think, especially in an administration where there's a natural resistance to change, the idea has to first be adopted by, obviously, the decision makers, but also by the people that are implementing it. So I think there are many layers of work, and I wouldn't say it's not only communication. Communication is part of it, but some ideas are spreading by themselves. So this project that we're working with WANA at the moment is creating a think tank that would try to figure out which ideas should be spread at the decision-making level at the moment. and make sure that those ideas become the idea of the decision makers. So we transfer them to them.
Okay,
So
role change.
that's my homework.
Thank you, Paul. Oana, are you going to ask the big guys in Bucharest for more money about the next events that you're organizing, or you have something more practical in mind?
I would like to use the 1 minute that we still have here on this scene before the official opening, and yes, to first share with you how happy I am that in this morning the hundreds of people who are here in this location come for this event, choose to speak to each other and to exchange and to look at each other and to understand and hear each other. I think this is so important, and the more we continue doing that, the better. I also would like to exchange the gratitude that I have to be glad of all the trust that we share, because Alena is here based on a telephone. We are all here based on an invitation that was iterated for us by Professor Corchado, feeling that he has something here that we would like to know, and he was so right. Here in Salamanca, there is a pulsing energy that we want and would like to understand and hear more. And I would also like to not leave this room before inviting everybody to continue keeping their eyes open and their ears open to information and opportunities, and continue doing this. And in November, we should all try to align a little bit our agenda to go to Ostrava, and next year in May to come to Cluj, and in June or in July to go to Varna. And I can absolutely be sure that 2 years later, this idea of innovative cities will not longer need a translation.
Yeah, so give me 10 seconds to close up. I would like to share with Oana, we are absolutely happy and grateful to Professor Emilio Corchado for being the person of organizing this fabulous event. And Startupole definitely is bringing the level absolutely high. Thank you very much, Emilio, and also my astonishment to see the photo up behind, and you see all these names of the financial help from EU institutions. Guys, go back home, ask your administration to use these funds, because they are for creating administrative capacity, creating possibilities, and giving us the chance to speak to each other and to bring back home solutions. My solutions from here, outside the brains of Europe, and I will try to bring them to my city. And I'm sure Oana and Emilia are going to do that for their cities too. Please mark your dates in the calendar, 22-23 of November, a startup conference in Ostrava, Czech Republic. Please mark when it was
29 of May 2024.
29 of May in Cluj-Napoca is the biggest conference of European cities. It's called Eurocities. And there you're going to hear the change of the European policy towards the local level. And please save any date of the late summer next year for the beach Startupole in Varna in 2024. And Paul, thank you very much. I hope to see the product of your company in my city, starting with the participatory budgeting in a few months, I hope. Thank you. Thank you all. Enjoy the conference. Make the most of it. Thank you.
Ole.
Ole.
Thanks so much.